Relatable.
The big guy's nowhere in sight, though, when I arrive in his unit, breaking the lock again as I walk in.
The lock just breaks on its own.
As usual, she greets me with a smile, but it falls just as fast once she catches the glimpse of my face. Shame. That would have been the first comforting thing I see today. It annoys me that I'm partially responsible for the worried one replacing it. I must look close to the picture of someone choking or dying because there's nothing but concern in the first words she speaks.
Ash, do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, no, I don't, okay. But we should hurry. Come on, don't forget to lock your door.
Seriously, you look like you're about to fall over. Are you alright? Because if you're planning to faint right here, I won't be able to carry you.
Just leave him there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, don't
Just
mind
drag
me.
him.
I just remembered some stuff from last night.
Stuff.
I need to talk to
Ashton,
Z-Man
please.
about this. Mind if we drop by his place first?
Shouldn't we call him to let him know? It's still pretty early, though we'd probably arrive there around noon. Also, what do you mean about this? Is Zach...
He was also there when I opened the letter, right? He read it too. I'm sure he's fine, but it wouldn't hurt to check on him. To make sure. See if he'll say the same things you told me yesterday.
If he's also been seeing things. If it's also the same woman I saw last night.
I'm not saying there's really a curse yet, but we have to look at this from every possible angle. And don't worry, he won't mind. He's probably just watching TV right now. Let's go.
Okay, but speak up if you're not feeling well. You really look like you're choking on something. You didn't have to do this for me in the first place.
Yeah, he's choking on something, his disbelief.
You know it's not as simple as that.
Brum brum.
Oh my god.
We head down to my car in record time. Not a single second wasted to hit the road and drive to Zach's place. If any one of us, other than Isabella, knows anything about what's going on, who can help sort of the muddled mess my mind is? You know what that fits the sentence? His mind is a muddled mess, so that sentence is a muddled mess. It's got to be him. He listened to her. Zach's the kind who prefers to laze around in... Zach's the kind who prefers to laze around his apartment on the weekend, especially after having a busy week like last one.
Relatable.
The big guy's nowhere in sight, though, when I arrive in his unit, breaking the lock again as I walk in.
The lock just breaks on its own.
Yeah,
Like, well.
I mean, to be fair, though, if Zach's not around, how did Ashton get in? Did he actually get a key from Zach at some point?
I can't recall.
Figures. People don't seem to be where they should be when I need them to be. Relatable with Stardew Valley.
Yup. Holy god.
I need to go sell this fish right now. Shit, the shop's closed.
Maybe he would have been home if you have called, like Isabella suggested.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, I find no sign where he might have gone to. He usually leaves a note on his fridge if he's out for the day, just in case someone drops by. Apparently it's a common enough occurrence that he feels the need to do that in his own fucking apartment.
When he lives alone.
What the fuck,
yeah.
Ashton? What the actual fuck, Ashton? As there isn't one, he probably just went out for a quick walk. I hope. Maybe he ran out of eggs or something and went to buy some? He is out of eggs after all. I know. I opened the fridge and checked.
My God.
I'm gonna fucking...
I'm fucking done with this kid.
We can end the chapter now. That's the end of this.
That's
We're done.
That's the end of the game. Zach is out of eggs.
Fucking open the fridge. Why?
Why not? I guess.
Ashton! Boundaries!
Fucking weirdo.
I know you're a fucking, like, detective or whatever, but, like, boundaries. You're leaving evidence behind.
Probably he ate all the eggs, too.
Probably. That's probably how he initially knew, is he ate all the eggs. Just grabbed them from the fridge and stuck them in his mouth. Didn't even bother cooking them. How you get salmonella, kid? Because remember, Ashton can't cook.
True.
Now that I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs.
Every morning to help me get large. It puts my running mind to rest for a while. He always has to have some, be it for an omelet or something he's baking. Then get more than 6, dumbass.
Should you be
How
rummaging around?
dare you call Zach that?
Thank you, Isabella.
It's bad enough we went in here without asking for his permission.
Chill, I'm just looking.
Actually,
Fucking
I could
God.
Lord. Actually, I could also go for a fucking pie right now. A fucking pie. Not just a regular pie, a fucking pie.
Vacuum pie.
But Zach's fridge is next to empty, save for a few leftovers. Probably because he's a single man living alone and only cooks for himself. Fuck you, Ashton. Don't sigh in my ear because I'm fucking making fun of you. Get out of here, bitch. I'll punt you out the window.
Punk
Get
ass
out of my
idiot.
fridge. All I can do is sigh as I close it behind me.
If you see me take anything, feel free to call the police.
She'll tase you herself.
At least the response time would be great because he's already there. Isabella's quick to shoot me a sharp glare and another chuckle slips from me, despite the unease in my stomach. But the cheer only lasts a mere few seconds, mostly because she hasn't been in the mood for any sort of friendly banter. Blanter? Yep, That's a word.
Of course.
It's the silence that's telling. And a quiet Isabella? It's usually the first recipe for an oncoming shitstorm.
Do you always do this whenever you visit another person's house? Because I have a lot of questions about your methods.
Just with Zach.
And Becca.
I'm still worried for our friend, of course. And maybe what's bothering Isabella, she's anxious too. I forgot the word despite. Fuck. She's standing by the doorway for a good few minutes now. Since we entered Zach's place, in fact, she doesn't seem to know what to do with herself. But as much as I want to put her at ease, her nervous tics are starting to get to me. The manner in which she makes herself smaller, the way she fidgets with her hands, clasping them one moment and unfurling in the next. It's distracting enough that I want to ask what's wrong. I doubt she'll give me a straight answer, though, and the best I can do is help her temper it.
You don't have to hang around the door. You might be here for a while. You can sit down.
She hesitates for a second, but eventually takes the empty seat by Zach's study table.
Aren't we going to look for him?
Where?
Sure, we can, but where are we going to start?
In the store,
Thanks,
getting
Marcus.
eggs?
I can think of a few places he might be, but Luxburn's a big city. I don't want to miss the big guy if we leave, and
Or maybe you could call him.
Yeah. Ashton, there's
phones.
this modern invention called cell phones. Send a fucking text, you goddamn pleb.
Ashton's a fucking hot mess.
He is. Also, has anyone noticed that he doesn't live anywhere? He doesn't have a house or a home that we ever see so far.
I don't even think that he owns another change of clothes.
I'm pretty sure he just lives in his car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Seems likely.
what's the point? He sleeps in his car almost every night or couch surfs, at least 3 times a week. So why bother getting a house or an apartment or anywhere to live? He just mooches off of Zach all the time and Becca.
Poor people.
Hey, Luke, do you need a pet? Because I'm pretty sure Ashton's up for grabs.
I'm almost
mystery
positive
has
that's
been
one of those
solved.
4
Like-
fan fiction I've seen.
Yeah, Leifle was the one who wrote that fanfic.
We know the truth now.
I'm just saying that Luke would be able to provide for him.
I'm
This
sure in
poor
that
child
those
is a
fan
mess.
fictions, he's providing something.
Well, at least one decent meal a day.
Semi-decent.
Wow. Alright, I'm scarred for life.
Wait,
True horror of the letter.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
Oh man.
I'm talking about sucking dick.
Why did it get so high quality? Like,
Because
the
I got
audio
closer.
quality just got so good.
Got closer to my mic.
Let's move on. Tori is officially banned from the stream.
Yes, I've achieved my goal. I've been banned from 4pixels. Wait, I didn't want to do that. Wonder how much of this Coco's gonna cut.
None?
None of it.
None?
None. It's all getting left in. Oh, okay.
Speaking of sucking dick,
What?
read the line!
I trail off, making a vague gesture in the general direction of Zach's bed. Oh, so he's
The joke was funny. Fuck you guys.
oh, he's sucking Zach's dick. Got it.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Well, that's an interesting.
the phone went
Silence, the
suck
phone
its
is
dick.
sleeping.
Oh, Chad.
The phone is like, come on, you never suck my dick.
Hate me like one of your French girls.
We killed Coco. The messy bed suggests he was out in a hurry. He didn't even bother to fold the sheets. His cell phone's been left behind as well. Another odd thing when he has made it a habit to never leave it behind in case a client calls.
Okay, so maybe he is actually observant. What a fucking miracle.
Don't give him
Locked
too much
door
credit.
points to the fact that it wasn't a forced exit.
Yeah, I mean, this is just law of averages. He has to be competent at least once.
Ragged.
That seems to reassure her, but not so much. Really, because it wouldn't reassure me at all. In fact, it would basically make me freak out and think that he had some sort of crazy-ass nightmare and ran to the mansion and is currently locked in the basement.
Honestly, that's what I would just like start taking pictures of his apartment with his own phone and being like, "Ooh, I'm a spoopy ghost."
Buttons!
What?
You're the worst friend!
Yeah.
Yeah. Just admit it.
Go to the next line. I already read it. Understandable. Anything might happen. In hindsight, I shouldn't have left Rebecca alone either. We'll have to check on her later.
Text
Maybe
her.
maybe send Isabella to check on her or text her, because I don't think she wants to talk to you.
Mhm.
In the meantime, Zach. But with no other clue where he is and no other way to contact him, we have no choice but to wait. Sure, I could give the room another thorough run-through, but I don't think Zach would appreciate me upending his place. Isabella won't let me do that either. Besides, I haven't eaten anything yet. Isabel probably hasn't either. We did leave in a hurry. Might as well take this chance to cool down a bit, right? Anything to distract myself so I don't just charge head first because of whatever paranoid scheme that comes to mind. Isabella is with me. I can't be reckless.
Too late for that.
Returning to the kitchen, the first thing I see is a bag of chips when I rifle through his cupboards. You're
I want
stupid
those.
for not looking. Yes, seriously though. After muttering a permission and an apology its owner won't hear, I grab it. Isabella doesn't miss shooting me another glare, but she doesn't really make an effort to stop me this time. She ignores my offer of food, though. So instead, I set myself on Zach's old couch and turn on the television. Isabella's silence may not be too heavy, but it sure as hell is awkward. The screen lights up right as some awful noontime drama starts airing on the Channel 9. Nothing like sitting in front of a TV with a mindless drone running in the background to waste away the time. And waste it away we do. The afternoon has hit its last few hours when movement comes from the other side of the door. Zach's heavy treads break the monotonous drivel from the TV. Jesus, how many hours did they wait? The lock clicks, the knob turns, and slowly it swings open to reveal a very exhausted-looking Zach. What, did he run a marathon?
Sup, Z-Man?
God.
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Light as my tone might be, his arrival eases the restless edge in me. That stink eye he's given you shouldn't, though. Who knows what I would have done if something bad happened to one of my best friends, especially considering I sat in his apartment all day doing nothing. If another minute had gone by without him showing up, I might have resorted to unconventional methods.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment. And stop calling me Z-Man!
I didn't break anything this time.
Just ate your chips.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to.
That's not what that means at all, dude. Once you get a key, that's it.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
Mom has
game
not
over.
given either of us a key to her place.
Yeah.
And hey, is that my...
It's scary how the friendly banter and easy smile come naturally. I do, even without thinking, and that speaks volumes about how comfortable I am around him. That's nice, isn't it? What makes me afraid of it, however, is the idea that a time might come where I might just do these things without even meaning to, and offend him in some way. The friendship we have might be closer than most I've shared with others, but there are boundaries you can't cross without the other's permission. Zach's been respectful of that so far, neither asking about my parents or what happened to them. Me? I'd bet he'd say, not so much. It's also this easy banter that makes me wish we could just stay like this. No worries, no problems, just potato chips and a debate on whether or not I deserve them. But as usual, something always cuts moments like this short.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend. Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know. What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food?
They're so adorable.
What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Although her tone forces him to do a double take, Zach doesn't push it. The question's all too clear in his eyes when he glances my way, though. I really wish I could answer him. Despite my best efforts, Isabella's been unforthcoming as well. What am I supposed to do? I can't just force her to speak, can I? She's not a criminal to be interrogated. She's a friend, for Pete's sake. It's a good thing Zach has a better handle of the situation than I, and soon enough he changes the subject. Where it leads to isn't necessarily the better topic, however.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so. I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do. Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
She stumbles into one of her uncertain silences again before glancing my way. There's a plea in there for me to take the lead in this, but where do we start? The mansion, the strange things we've been seeing, the letter. Even I am afraid of what he might say. I can't even believe I'm considering taking a deeper look into this whole thing in the first place, but here I am.
I should have listened.
How is everything with you lately, Zach?
Hold on, Ash. Both of you. Did I just hear you say that? Is this why Isabella's here? Has something happened?
Calm down, we're just here to check on things. So, did you meet Andrew about the photos?
What photographs?
Unlike when he brought up the subject of the photos with me, he doesn't hesitate when Isabella asks for it. Zach hastily fishes them out of a nearby drawer and hands it to her. I can almost see it in him. The 1 second hindsight kicks in, and the realization that she would have been better listener than I. Makes sense, when all I've been doing until this morning is call it a Halloween prank. She goes through each of the prints in silence, her shoulders growing stiffer by the second until she has gone rigid and pale.
Oh, hey. So I don't know if we pointed this out the first time, but the banister at the top left kind of looks like there's a person standing behind it. I don't know if it's intentional or not.
I never noticed that. Yeah, it does look like
Yeah.
so,
That's
kind
creepy as
of.
fuck.
Kind of like and it's probably just because of how they have it warped, but like the Mike Myers holding the knife stalking you thing.
Yeah, I think it's just they have it warped weird because I'm looking at it compared to the banister on the right side, and they
They look very similar.
look very similar, and it kind of just like has that overexposure effect that they were going for because they did a lot of burn there.
Yeah.
So things are darker and it might look like there's a person there, but I don't think there is.
It's enough to be uncanny, and that's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even if there isn't, just the idea.
Yeah. But it's the telling glances they exchange afterwards that speaks volumes of the things running inside their minds.
What did Andrew say about them?
It could be one, but there's no guarantee it's a supernatural thing. It doesn't always happen. So, that's a dead end right there. Now that I think about it, bothering that guy for this feels pretty silly now. But with the dreams lately...
That's all? Did he say anything about the damn letter at all? Did you ask him even?
As expected, Zach starts to look at me like I've grown a second head. Yeah, I would too if there were ever a universe where I was standing in front of myself. Because even as a child, I never believed in ghost stories. The lucky charms and mystical objects from my mother that have often been stored away or given as paltry gifts to those who would appreciate them more.
Yeah, that's really everything. The letter kind of slipped my mind. The photos were more important at that time. There was some stuff about the local horror stories, though. Talked about the curses, and he was really fascinated with the story about a wraith asking for a sacrifice to move on. Kinda nasty if you ask me, but it does make sense if you simply go along with it. I'm not sure how this will help in the grand scheme of things. Why are you asking about this anyway?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait, stop right there for a sec, Bella. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
Granted, I haven't eliminated every single possibility here yet, but what else is there to go off of from here? The worried look Zach shoots my way doesn't help one bit in me gathering my thoughts either, when that's what I came here for. Somehow, everyone's suddenly just so worried about me. It's not like I'm pulling this out of my ass.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
And along with Isabella's warnings, what's occurring around Zach, what's happening around Luxborn since Isabella found the letter.
Have you two seen the news this morning?
Zach's puzzled expression is enough answer. Of course he hasn't. Another night, another nightmare. The guy most likely went out as soon as he got out of bed to shake the images off. The memories have never really left him. Isabella, though.
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
That could easily mean anything.
You could see, like, the shift of realization on Zach's face.
Mm-hmm. Did her Kuya older brother end up in jail again? She's had to bail him out numerous times in the past, though all that did to piss her off, not sap every ounce of cheer out of her. Or is it that other brother, the younger one, who keeps insisting that he'll quit school so she could come home?
Oh.
That was 2 years ago. As far as I know, she already sorted that one out. It couldn't have been her father, right? With the mansion's sale, she's earned enough to cover every bill for a while. It should. So, what is it then?
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Whatever's bugging her, I doubt it's something meant for casual discussion. Else she would have mentioned it sooner. Tucking my curiosity for later, I take the remote and begin cycling through the channels. A distraction, not a good one, I admit, but it's definitely better than leaving her to brood. Eventually, I find one doing a recap of this morning's reports. And there it is.
And with that, we will leave this episode off right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye!
So hey guys, yeah, just another impromptu stream to get in a better mood. And I think that's probably gonna start being a thing. Though of course, since I'm only going to be doing it whenever I need a pick-me-up, that means can't really schedule for these things. And it'll always be, maybe I'll be alone, maybe some people will join me. Advo said that he was interested in joining once he tucked his child in, so hopefully we will see him later. For now, I'm just going to start figuring things out. Like, I never got far in this game. I've never even gone past the first season. So there's still a lot that I do not understand, and I don't have my guide with me right now. Mooney's not with me.